The birth of a quiet mind. In the serene city of Bristol, England, on August 8, 1902, Paul Adrien Maurice Dirac was born into a world on the verge of scientific revolution. His father, Charles Dirac, was a strict Swiss-French teacher, and his mother, Florence, a warm English librarian. This blend of discipline and creativity shaped Paul's dual nature, logical yet imaginative. The Dirac household was strict. Dinner conversations were often silent, as his father demanded answers only in French. Young Paul grew up withdrawn, finding comfort in numbers instead of words. His fascination with mathematics began early, where he discovered a world that made perfect sense, unlike human emotions. This quiet, introverted boy would one day reshape the very laws of physics, speaking not through speech, but through equations that defined reality itself. The struggles of youth. Paul's early life wasn't easy. The strict environment at home often made him feel isolated. His father's harsh expectations weighed heavily on him, and tragedy struck when his beloved brother, Felix, took his own life. That event scarred Dirac deeply, pushing him further into silence. Yet, instead of breaking him, it fueled his obsession with logic and perfection. He attended the Merchant Venturers Technical College, where he excelled in mathematics and engineering. His professors soon realized that Dirac wasn't just intelligent. He was exceptional. He saw mathematical beauty in everything, from the curve of a bridge to the motion of a pendulum. This early training in engineering gave him a unique precision that later influenced his approach to physics. Pain, silence, and intellect fused to create a mind unlike any other. Cambridge dreams. Dirac earned a scholarship to study electrical engineering at the University of Bristol, but his heart yearned for deeper truths. He soon turned toward mathematics, the language of the universe. His brilliance caught the attention of mentors who encouraged him to apply to the University of Cambridge. There, in the early 1920s, Dirac entered St. John's College, a place that would transform him. Immersed in advanced physics and mathematical theory, he devoured Einstein's and Heisenberg's work. The strange new world of quantum mechanics fascinated him. His quiet demeanor made him an enigma among peers, but behind his calm exterior, his mind was blazing with revolutionary ideas. He began merging mathematics and physics into one elegant framework, searching for beauty and simplicity, the two pillars that would define his genius. The quantum awakening. The 1920s marked the birth of quantum mechanics, a field filled with uncertainty, paradox, and mystery. Dirac approached it differently. Where others saw chaos, he saw order hidden beneath the equations. In 1925, when Werner Heisenberg published his work on matrix mechanics, Dirac extended it into a broader, more elegant theory. He unified Schrödinger's wave mechanics and Heisenberg's matrix mechanics into one mathematical formulation, now known as Dirac's quantum theory. His unique ability to express complex physical truths in pure mathematical form set him apart. In 1926, he introduced the Dirac notation, or bracket formalism, still used by physicists today. Every formula he wrote carried the precision of poetry. The quiet man from Bristol had begun to speak through the language of the universe itself. The Dirac Equation. In 1928, Dirac achieved what many thought impossible, uniting quantum mechanics with Einstein's theory of relativity. His Dirac equation described how particles like electrons behave when moving near the speed of light. The equation predicted something astonishing: the existence of a new form of matter, antimatter. It was a bold claim, and at first, few believed it. Yet, years later, positrons, the antimatter counterpart of electrons, were discovered, proving Dirac right. The world hailed him as a visionary. The Dirac equation became one of the most beautiful achievements in theoretical physics, often called the most elegant equation in science. Dirac, however, remained humble and distant from fame. For him, beauty in mathematics was the ultimate truth, and he had found it: the Nobel honor. In 1933, Paul Dirac shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with Erwin Schrödinger for their pioneering work in quantum mechanics. The recognition placed him among the greatest minds of the century. Yet, fame never changed him. Reporters tried to interview him, but his answers were short and simple, earning him the reputation of being the strangest man. Even Albert Einstein admired him, calling his equations the works of pure genius. Dirac, however, avoided public attention. He preferred the solitude of his thoughts to the noise of the world. The Nobel Prize was just another step in his quiet journey to understand nature's design. To him, physics wasn't about glory, it was about uncovering the hidden beauty of existence. The silent years. Despite global fame, Dirac remained a private figure. During his years at Cambridge, he continued teaching and researching, often walking alone through the university gardens. Students respected him deeply but feared his silence. He rarely spoke unless absolutely necessary. Dirac's lectures were minimal but profound, every word precise, every equation meaningful. He refused to indulge in speculation. For him, truth existed only in mathematics. He continued refining his theories on quantum electrodynamics and the foundations of quantum field theory. These contributions would later shape modern physics for generations. While other scientists sought recognition, Dirac sought perfection, and in doing so, he built a legacy of timeless intellectual beauty, a life beyond equations. Though emotionally reserved, Dirac's life wasn't devoid of warmth. In 1937, he married Margaret Wigner, sister of physicist Eugene Wigner. Margaret, charming and outgoing, balanced Paul's quiet nature. She brought laughter into his otherwise methodical life. Dirac also became a stepfather to her 2 children, adjusting slowly to family life. They moved to the United States during World War II, where Dirac joined the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton, home to Einstein and other legends. Though surrounded by brilliance, he preferred simple pleasures, long walks, deep thinking, and stargazing. Beneath his stillness was a man who found beauty in the universe's symmetry, not just in equations, but in life's quiet moments too. The journey to America. After the war, Dirac accepted a professorship at Florida State University in Tallahassee. The warm climate and peaceful environment suited his solitary nature. There, he continued his research and inspired a new generation of physicists. He disliked bureaucracy and avoided politics, focusing solely on the purity of science. Students found him intimidating, yet deeply inspiring. His humility was legendary. He lived simply, often biking to the university. Colleagues remembered him as a man of few words but infinite depth. Even in his later years, Dirac's curiosity never dimmed. He often said, "It is more important to have beauty in one's equations than to have them fit experiment." For him, beauty was the ultimate measure of truth. The philosopher-scientist. Dirac wasn't just a physicist. He was a philosopher of science. He believed that the universe was built upon mathematical elegance. To him, if a theory was beautiful, it was likely true. This belief guided every discovery he made. He rejected randomness and chaos, seeking harmony in the laws of physics. His lectures often felt like meditations on logic and beauty rather than conventional science lessons. He also reflected on humanity's place in the cosmos, wondering if mathematics itself was the language of God. While others debated philosophical meaning, Dirac's equations silently spoke it. His approach influenced not only physics, but also the way scientists viewed the relationship between math and nature. The man behind the silence. Behind the emotionless face, Paul Dirac carried deep scars from his youth. His brother's suicide haunted him throughout his life. He rarely expressed emotion, but often wrote about the peace he found in solitude. He was kind, though misunderstood. Many mistook his silence for arrogance. In truth, Dirac simply believed that words often failed where mathematics succeeded. His students recalled him as patient yet demanding, precise yet gentle. Over time, he became an almost mythical figure, the silent genius whose equations changed everything. Though introverted, he never stopped seeking the fundamental truths of the cosmos, truths that transcended language itself. The final years. In his later years, Dirac remained at Florida State University, continuing his work until old age. Even as the world around him shifted to new discoveries, he stayed loyal to his principles: simplicity, beauty, and truth. He received countless honors, but he remained modest, uninterested in material success. In 1984, he passed away quietly in Tallahassee at the age of 82. There were no grand speeches or ceremonies, just a peaceful end to a life defined by thought. Yet his ideas lived on, shaping modern physics, quantum field theory, and particle science. The world lost a thinker, but his equations ensured his immortality. The eternal legacy. Paul Dirac's legacy extends beyond physics. His Dirac equation opened the door to antimatter, quantum field theory, and even modern cosmology. His bracket notation remains the foundation of quantum mechanics education. Beyond his scientific impact, Dirac's life stands as a testament to the power of silence, precision, and beauty. He showed that true genius doesn't need noise, only clarity. Today, physicists still marvel at how one quiet man, armed only with logic and humility, decoded some of the universe's greatest mysteries. Dirac's life reminds us that sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and in that silence, the universe itself whispers back.